Hi, welcome to the award-winning Ed Brown Show. And we have Jeanette Hordge. I mean, this young lady, she just got married, and she's she's got a business going here called Dash. Jeanette, tell us a little bit about this Dash that you are in business here. Tell us, how did you get involved in that? I know you a Howard graduate and all. Give us a little background.
Okay, well, thank you first for having me on the show. Of course, it's a pleasure to be here. I'm originally from Tampa, Florida, and so I came here to the Washington, D.C. area to attend Howard University. And so while attending Howard, I was a journalism major. I thought I wanted to be on air as a news anchor, and I started interning a little bit at newsrooms, newspaper companies, and I realized I like it, but something was missing. And so I got one of my first internships at Hard Rock Cafe Corporate in their sales and marketing department.
Is that
and
right?
I loved it.
Yeah.
It was awesome. I realized this marketing thing is
So the
great.
marketing thing was right away, you jumped right in it, huh?
My sophomore year in college, I started to explore my interest in marketing, paired with my interest in communications. And so a year after I graduated from Howard in 2011, I started my company. I started my LLC, Dash, Coordinating and Marketing.
Yes.
And a year later, I began working for myself full time. It's what I do today. So we are a marketing boutique.
Oh, okay. Well, tell us some of the things that you're involved in. You have a whole list of things here. Online, video, television, all of that. How do you get you're online, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So all these different things. Tell us about it. How do you get involved in there, and some of the ideas that you've promoted?
Okay. Well, we're definitely a digital-based marketing boutique. We do everything from website development to graphic design. We help people maintain and develop their social media presences. We also offer supportive services in videography and photography, IT support.
Photography too.
Photography as well. We have very talented photographers on our team. And of course, the company isn't just myself. There are 18 other what I call Dash All-Stars who also work for the company as well. And so we've worked with several healthcare clients, a lot of dentists, and helping them develop their websites, developing their brands and their practices. We also work closely with nonprofit organizations, some of the most notables being the William Kellebrew Foundation. And they're really a foundation that's close to our heart. William Kellebrew is one of my good friends. And so that foundation works to restore the lives of victims and survivors of violence. And so in every client that we choose to work with, we try to make sure that they have some marketable value about them. Other than the fact that they want to be successful, we want to know, do you have something as a particular business or organization that stands out that we want to help you promote? And so that's why we say we're a marketing boutique versus an agency, because we're very close with our clients. Well, to me, an agency gives off more of a corporate kind of distant feeling for a client versus a boutique. When you go into a boutique, you feel like you're going to have a customized experience.
Right.
And that's exactly what we offer our clients. Everything we build, from their logos all the way up to their television commercials, are customized for their target audience and whatever it is they need.
So you specialize in that type of marketing.
Yes.
And you cover all facets.
Exactly.
All facets of media.
Yeah, I like to say that we offer marketing solutions from A to Z. There's few things under the sun as it pertains to marketing and branding that we can't do. And that's because we expand our team and we always bring on talented professionals, and understanding that there's so much people want to do when developing their brands. And so we try to provide those solutions.
What are some of your ideas for the future? What do you think as far as electronics is concerned, and all the different things that you utilize in yourself now for your business?
Well, in regards to technology and how it's advancing, two big players in the marketing role is definitely going to be social media. Social media is already kind of running over everything. You're watching television, and they're telling you to follow them on Twitter. So social media is definitely something that is influencing generations, not just my generation, even older and younger generations.
Well, explain social media. Okay. A lot of people, when they say social media, they think of going dancing and that type of thing, being social with people.
Well, social media is now an idea of being social, but online. So versus going and
online,
meeting
that
someone
deals
in
with
person,
the computer.
it's all online. And so the neat thing about social media, because it's online, is I can post a video and not only will my friends in DC or the Maryland area see it, but also my family back in Florida can see it. My sister in New York can see it because it's on the World Wide Web. And so social media has kind of served as that web connecting us all around the world, where we can share our message, our brands, our experiences instantly. So a lot of popular social media websites that are being used are things like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. You may have heard some of those things.
Well, I've heard all of those things, and and generally, what happened, it leaves me back behind when I text, and I'm involved in texting now. It's a little bit at a time. Because the grandchildren said, and Bob said, "Yeah, you're square." Say, anybody talking on the telephone. I said, well, the only thing I need is something I can talk to somebody, and they can contact me. But texting and Twitter. What's the difference between all of those points, the texting, the Twitter, and which one would you suggest a person going in business should use first that wouldn't be complicated?
I think that's an awesome question, because a lot of people say, well, where do I start?
Yeah, right.
There's three that I think are absolute must-haves, just generally. A LinkedIn profile, and let me explain. LinkedIn is more of a professional-based social media site. So you kind of post your resume on there. You can network with other professionals. So it's a really good site you want to be on as a business owner.
What was that again?
LinkedIn, linkedin.com.
LinkedIn.com. Okay, all right.
The next one would definitely be Facebook. Facebook isn't popular with, I would say, high school age and younger.
Yeah.
They're not really on Facebook anymore, as we would hope. But Facebook has definitely been around. It's probably the elder of the social media sites. And so having a presence on there is pretty important. It really helps you get a lot of rankings when you're looking at online presences. And then lastly, I would definitely say you want to have a Twitter. A Twitter is simply, you can only use 180 characters, meaning you could really only have about a sentence or two per
180
per status. But Twitter has definitely proven to be where a lot of our global discussions are happening, because people are chiming in instantaneously.
Well, how do you get those things over to clients? Because I'm sure that some of the things that you've illustrated here, the clients don't know all those things.
Oh, yeah. Oh, exactly. Yeah. So because I understand that, one of the things we also do at Dash is we do complimentary workshops at the Microsoft store.
Okay, now.
And so I partner with Microsoft to host workshops to explain to individuals how to use social media as a professional, or what do you need to think about when building your website, because I realize I first have to inform my potential clients before they can understand the value of what it is we offer. And so even when I'm talking to them one-on-one, I literally show them in real time. This is what it is. And luckily, these platforms have areas where we can measure how beneficial they're being for the client. So it's not just saying you need to do this, but it's now saying you need to do this and this is why. So that all plays a big role.
It explains the reason why you should do it.
Exactly.
And the advantage of doing it, and the disadvantage of not doing it.
Exactly.
Because that the way that you have this Dash, comprehensive marketing strategy. And in other words, what you're trying to do, you're trying to actually give the person or your customer something to grow on.
Exactly.
In other words, to improve their system, whatever their system is.
Yep. And we've worked with clients who are just starting businesses. We've worked with clients who have been in business for tens of years. We've worked with organizations who've been around for hundreds of years, one being the National Dental Association. They are just celebrated their 101st anniversary as a nonprofit organization, and we helped them revamp their website. That was big for them, being that they've been around for 100 years, and now their website is definitely helping their members access information a lot quicker and just getting them in tune with what's going on.
Now, you have these workshops. Now, a lot of things happen with all this electronics, and just like they go down or something happens, and a lot of people complain of maybe they lose that information that they had with that now.
Yeah.
How do you prevent that?
Well, you only can cross your fingers in some instances,
Yeah.
but in other instances, you have to have a very talented team.
Yeah,
And
right.
that I do have, and I am thankful
That's
for
what I
that.
mean. Because when you have a problem like that, you got to have someone, Johnny on the spot.
Yes.
You know, you can't say, well, I guess I'll do it in the morning. You can't do that because time is valuable. It's valuable. You know, you can't wait till tomorrow morning after coffee, after breakfast, if something like that happens, because your system is part of your profit making for your company.
Right. Right. And that's how we do it. That's why we call ourselves a boutique, because our clients can call us, they can text us, they can email us at any time of night. And if something is going on, we will address it. And it has happened, it will happen, and we'll continue to be prepared for it.
Automatic answering service, or
I actually have, when someone calls, if I don't answer, not only do they leave a voicemail, but the voicemail gets transcribed and text to my phone. So there's no way I'm missing attempted correspondences when it comes to my clients and whatever.
but even if you can't respond to it, then it's recorded, and then you can respond later on it. Well, to me, that means your company, you have to be very versatile there, because everyone have different projects, and everyone have something that's critical. And you may not know what's critical to them, so they would have to point those points out to you. And then you set up a system that uses that. Is that correct?
Exactly. The first thing we do, every client or potential client, we offer complimentary consultations. That's step one. Our goal is to sit down and really understand what the client's goals are, what their past struggles have been, what their past successes have been, what they hope to explore in the future, what their budget is, you know, how big can we dream here? And so once we understand all of that stuff in their initial consultation, we then come back as a team and we really hash out, okay, if they're working with $500 today, what can we do that's going to maximize on that $500 and get them a return on that investment in regards to the marketing tools that we have at hand? And so we develop the custom marketing strategies to say,
for the business,
this is where you are today, and if after 3 months, maybe we want to explore these next couple tactics. After 6 months,
you
and
suggest
so forth.
strategy.
Exactly. We build custom marketing strategies.
That's a lot on our shoulders, you know, building custom marketing strategies, because there's so many things there that you can't control.
Right. But you have to do the best, and that's why I believe in strategic planning. I think marketing is a set of things, no problem. I think marketing is a set of things done consistently over time, but strategically. It's not just being on social media and then throwing on a television commercial. Well, there's no point of having a TV commercial if you don't have a website. You know, so there's definitely a time and place for everything, and it's about figuring out what's the right time and what's the right place to get your target audience interested in your brand.
And you help the business develop a website.
Oh yes.
Right.
That's my favorite part. That's for me.
That's
one of my favorite parts.
Well, I mean, that's basically the gist of. That's the most important part of it, developing a web, because your website has to be something that's attractive, some kind of way. I don't care what product it is. It has to be so that because of your competition, you have competition. You have to have something that's unique.
Exactly.
Right.
And the reason I say it's my favorite part is because, you know, you could have an office, but when we build your website, our goal is to build your office online. So it's really in capturing everything that the client has to offer and building an online platform so that, like you said, when you go there, you're engaged, you're drawn into it, you're interested, and then it looks of quality work. And so now you believe in the product or service that's being offered.
And how often do you have these classes?
Well, we do our classes
These-
probably every 2 months at the Microsoft store. We actually just had one in August, so we won't be having our next one until November. But people can always check back on our website if they want to see any information about upcoming events. And our website is www.marketingllc.com.
So then if they have a problem from the exposure, then they're able to get an answer on your website, no matter what time of night it is.
Our website is always open. That's for
12
sure.
o'clock, 12 o'clock at night, 1 o'clock in the morning. You know, I think that's one of the positive things about the electronics coming in is the availability.
Exactly.
Because what happens so many times you take courses, things of that nature, and things happen that's unusual, and you don't have any contact, or if you have contact, well, they're open from 9 to 5, you know, or either if you have contact, it's answering service. Say, you call me back in the morning or something, you know, we're open at a certain time. But being able to contact the strategy that the marketing that individual have, the strategy has to be changed. You have contacts to present the problem to your company, and then you research it. Is that the way it works?
Well, I mean, it works all types of ways. You know, sometimes we're able to foresee issues that are going to happen. You know, we're able to see a client's website that they currently have, and they say, oh, we don't need a new website. And we go in there and look, and we say, well, actually, there's some virus that's burying itself in your website.
Hey.
We may want to do something about this right now.
Okay,
So
let's talk about the viruses.
Okay.
Okay. How do you handle it?
Well, there's several different ways. Some viruses can just destroy it and you have to start from scratch. Other viruses or malware can be cleaned by your technicians. So it all depends
When
on...
you say clean,
Clean, meaning they'll go into the back end, they'll
okay,
figure out...
you're not talking about physically.
No. I'm talking about technically.
Technically. When you say clean technically, what are you talking about?
So websites are really built on codes. And so if you have a virus in your website, normally that means something has gotten in there that's distorted the normal code of your website. And so it takes a talented technician to go in, identify where that distorted code is, and clean it up. So that's what we mean when we say clean.
So actually, technician has been trained to find the viruses.
Definitely. I would say an interesting fact I realized this morning, they were talking about the top 5 majors for young students in college. And IT, information technology is definitely one, computer science. So these are definitely very well-trained individuals who understand the ins and outs of these intricate codes that we like to look at the pretty parts of.
Well, actually, that's a terrific field for a young person to get into.
Definitely.
The training and who would you suggest is one of the high-tech training schools in the country around? What would you be advice a young person coming out of high school want to get involved in the high-tech industry as far as understanding it first, you know, and then maybe get involved with a company like yours?
Well, I definitely think that it doesn't have to start at college. You can start at the high school level with
high school.
A lot of schools having magnet programs. I'm actually a dance coach at McKinley Technical High School in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
And those students are actually very well prepared to enter the information technology industry. And then from there, I really think as long as the college has a pretty reputable computer science department, you could probably study IT at several different universities. But it's all about just getting the experience and the information as soon as possible, and you don't have to wait till college to start that.
Okay, what about mentoring? Your company get involved in mentoring? There's so many young people out there, you know, if someone would steer them just a little bit, then they know which way to go. And like some of them use the money. We have Miss Copeland that was on the show here, that she went to school in doing technical work, and she found out that she really hated her job, so she quit the job to do something that she really liked. You know, she went to school and got degrees and all of that, you know, but she found out in the work environment didn't give her the challenge she thought she should have, and she foresaw and looked and said, well, she'd give up the money for satisfaction for the position.
Well, in regards to mentoring has been one of the things that I vowed to do even before starting the company, because I was that young girl seeking or looking for a mentor. I have tons of sisters, but it's not the same when you have a mentor. They can't tell your mom. You know, you're always looking for that. And so I decided in college that I'd become that mentor. And so as the founder and CEO of my own company, I always volunteer to speak at different high schools.
Say it real loud. That's what I tell them. You have to volunteer.
Yes.
And that's what I tell. And mentoring, that's the key to opening the door to a mentoring environment, is volunteer, because some of the youngsters, they want to get paid. I said, in mentoring and volunteer, there's no money involved.
Right. And even in my company, ever since we started, we've always had an internship program.
Right.
And so this summer, I always say I've had a great bunch of interns this summer. I had 3 students from Howard University serve as my interns. And so as interns, I really kind of bring them in. They become my new little brothers and sisters, and I teach them not just the ins and outs of marketing, but I make sure every intern after leaving my program understands how to start their own business. You know, I try to empower them to follow their dreams, to get experiences in different industries, so that you don't waste your important years once you're an adult trying to figure out what you like, when really you should be figuring out how to save and plan for your future.
Right.
So mentoring is very dear to me. One of the big platforms that I work with is a national campaign called the Next Generation of Leaders. And just this past weekend, we were in Atlanta at NASCAR, where we do a big teen and youth town hall meeting, and we talk about the qualities of leadership. So I definitely do my due diligence and my volunteer work in making sure that I'm sharing my story and also providing opportunities for
Well, tell me, what is your next project as far as your commodities is concerned? I know you're thinking about expansion.
Yes, so I'm actually looking to get into, we are a federal, Dash is a federal contractor. We're also a DC state business contractor as well. So our next biggest goal is to become a DC certified business, as well as land our first federal or state contract.
Right, because see, that's the other thing you want to, as far as commodities getting involved, you want to get involved in contracting, especially federal government, because people don't understand the federal government. They don't make nothing. Everything is contracted out. The airplanes, anything is a contractor. The wars, everything is contracted out. And if you're getting into business, normally a government is not going broke. If you have contracts and things with the government, sometimes they're a little slow, but they're stable.
Definitely, definitely. And I believe that knowledge is power. For me, I became a federal contractor 2 years after being in business. Because I learned that you only need to be in business 2 years, to do it.
To qualify.
So, knowledge is power. People can be in business for
but
20 years and never know that.
Yeah, a lot of people don't realize that.
Exactly.
So that's a field you should, just venture in slowly, and that contracting and that mentoring. I think that you're doing a wonderful job with that. That's what the young people like you need to do, is pass that on, and getting into that virus field. I think I'd start a business just taking care of viruses.
There are businesses that do that.
That only viruses.
A lot of IT companies do a lot of help desk services where they're cleaning computers. So it's definitely a good industry.
Okay. So it's really nice to have you here and everything.
Thank you.
And I just enjoy having the young people involved in the business world. I think that is the future. And you just keep going and influence other people in the mentoring part of it is very important. So congratulations, and you know, if you need anything, let me know. In fact, I was telling you about I may need a sign or something, you know.
I'm ready. I'm ready to do any.
For the,
redo your brand, Ed. I'm the
right.
person.
So I said I wanted to, you know, mention the fact it's a lot of things that on your card here that you really involved in. The advertising and the different tactics that you use and taking an approach to a problem, because most people that actually need your service to have a problem.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that correct?
That is definitely, everyone has a problem, everyone has a need, and everyone has their own dream and their vision. So it's about understanding all of those things and figuring out how to make it a reality that works.
And how many employees you have?
I have 18 contractors who work for the company.
Right?
Yeah.
18.
18.
And how many years now?
We've been in business for 3 years.
3 years. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And you're growing. Now, you're just in this particular area, you're all over the country. But with the computer, you're all over the country.
I was going to say,
yeah.
There's no boundaries. We've worked with clients in the Virgin Islands. We've worked with clients in different countries. Myself and a lot of our team members are in the DMV area, but we have Florida affiliates, we have New York affiliates, and when I say affiliates, that's where they live, and they still work and provide services for our clients.
Yeah, well, how often do you have regional meetings, or how do you, well, with the computer, I know you don't have to get on a plane and go to a regional meeting, but how do you have that organized?
Well, we do a lot of communication using online platforms, project management platforms. We also do a lot of video conferencing. Google Hangout is one of our favorite platforms. I just did a training with a new intern on there where you can actually see each other, and you can see multiple people on this platform called Google Hangout. And that's
Google, what do you call it?
It's called Google Hangout.
I only use Google when I want to find, I have a question. Now, what's the difference? You know,
Well,
on your cell phone, you have Google on there, and that's what I use when I want to find out about something, have a question about something like the gold and silver, about individuals and things of that nature.
Right. And I mean, Google, I definitely use it in that way as well. When I wanted to start the business, I Googled how to start a business.
How to start a business. That's a good one.
And I literally followed the ehow.com directions on starting my business. But Google Hangout is just another product that Google has developed to make it a better experience for their users.
All right, Jeanette, it's nice having you on the show and everything. And you know, keep in touch with me, and there's a lot of things that we can do as far as your organization is concerned. Keep up the good work. This has been Ed Brown. See you next time.
Can you consent with me? Imagine what you'd see if every child had a book to read. So the mission is for us to get a book to each and every child. So let's join hands, book people unite. Unearth hidden passion. Come on, have a good time. One book can be the first that helps to change a life. People unite.
Read to a child today and spark a lifetime of ambition.
Hey, guess what? On the Ed Brown Show, we're going to have Mrs. Douglas there from Whitman's. I mean, they have a terrific environment there for all you people who like to go there and do a little work, meet some of your friends. It's really nice. And then we're going to have a young man here, too, who's going to talk about the various things that's happening as far as federal government is concerned, as far as different things going on. And don't forget, Ed Brown Show.